This is XComp Wiz. I'm actually going to be doing a dev stream for the first time in quite a while. In fact, I have no idea when the last time I did a dev stream was. I'm sitting in TeamSpeak, currently in a temporary Mystcraft dev channel because I don't merit a permanent one yet. And I have Fireball and Moonrix in here with me.
Hello.
And they're playing Skyblock, so, you know, they'll be able to laugh at me when I do stupid things, but aside from that, yeah. Hello, chat. Chat's actually starting to wave at me. Alright, so let's switch over to this. I'm going to try and edit that real quick, actually. Do like that for the moment. Right, so the text scrolling across the screen there is what I'm going to do first. I have a little list of tasks that I'm going to do, and then if we actually complete all of those, which I don't anticipate doing this evening, then I'll start pulling things off my task database in Excel here. So I've got a problem, and that problem is that somebody's pointed out that following link panels are actually possible to procure from villagers. This is not supposed to be the case. So I'm going to try and prevent that. First thing I need to do is figure out why that's happening.
Oh, is that me that told you that?
It might have been. I don't remember.
Oh.
I have no idea who told me that. Oops. And Eclipse is not responding. Alright, there we go. That's a little hard to see. I don't know if I can make it better. I'll just have to go with it, I think. One of the questions that chat posed, which I suppose was, you know, going to happen, given I said this. You're not supposed to be able to get link panel, like, following link panels. They're not supposed to exist. Following is not supposed to be a link panel property. However, chat then asked, okay, can we get a legitimate way of getting these properties? Alright, so I'm just kind of flipping through things here, trying to figure out where this is. Flag following. Yes. Find all the matches for following. Yes. So what I'm doing is I'm registering it as a link property here, and I really shouldn't be doing that. So if I remove that line, actually let's make sure that it's not showing up anywhere else in here. Nope. Okay. If I remove that line, that should fix that. Alright, so to walk people through what I just did and why, I have this function right here is what provides the merchants with what they sell. In fact, it is a part of what provides them with what they sell. I add to this list and then return the list. Things I add to the list. For all link properties, in fact all the effects that are doable through ink, create a link page. This is the link panel page. And then create the recipe, the actual merchant recipe, which is the trade itself. in data. And then add that to the list. I don't know what this does. Oh, okay. It just makes all the link panels worth 16 emeralds. Fine. It's generic, but I was probably planning on extending that and never did. Let's add a to-do to that. That's actually a refactor to-do. I use the... this is a low-grade to-do in Eclipse. I use this particular marker to indicate things that I need to refactor. I should probably actually make that a to-do. Alright, so that should actually fix that. Let's pull up this. So here's my actual commit window. I'm just going to set the commit message to removes following from InkEffects. And I'm not going to bother commenting on the comment here, because the comment is its own comment. Otherwise we wind up with some really annoying messages and commits. And I'll commit that. And we're done. Alright. Let's pop that off the top. Oops. I'm going to actually add that to my changelog. So forget about it. There we go. I have a list of things that I'm going to do in a particular order. The first couple of things are supposed to be nice and quick little things that I can just kind of do. And then we're going to hit some stuff that's slightly more complicated and a bit more involved. The idea is mostly that means the little things are kind of at the beginning, and then we'll get into more interesting stuff. It also means that I have a bit more time to look at chat during the beginning here. Or maybe a bit more attention. I have all the time either way. You can get link panels from either villagers, normal link panels, along with link panels with normal ink properties from villagers. You can also get link panels, sorry, from crafting them in the ink mixer. You're just not supposed to be able to craft following this way. Following is a book property. It's supposed to be part of the covers. It's not supposed to be part of the link panel. So, yeah. And again, I have Fireball and Moondrix sitting in here with me, being very quiet. I don't know if that's because I keep talking, like yammering, or if I'm just not interesting to bounce off of, or they've nothing to say.
Yeah, not much to say. Don't know.
They're very focused on
listening.
Their Skyblock game here. Alright, so we're going to do the API link event. Should have iLinkInfo as info. What this means is that in the API I've not been consistent, which is hardly surprising to be honest. But my link event lists iLinkInfo as... Oh no, it doesn't. Alright, so let's... It used to, at least. Let's check to make sure it doesn't anywhere else. There have been several places in the Mystcraft API that referenced iLinkInfo as options, and others that said iLinkInfo as info, just for the variable name. I'd like to make it all say options. So let's search and see if anywhere else, or I'll say info, sorry. Let's search to see if anywhere else says options. Someplace does. It's inside this event itself. That's why. I get it. There we go. That'll fix that. I don't know if I can actually make that change without breaking the API. I don't think I can. That's sad. I was thinking I was just going to be changing in functions here. But yeah, this is going to be an API breaking change. I won't do that yet. I'll be breaking the API here very soon in order to go to a versioned API system, at which point I'll never break the API again. That's nice. But I don't want to do that yet. So we'll not do that just yet. I'll remove that from the list here. We'll not do that one. Okay. Bug. Let's stick with some chat here real quick. Sly Guy Ryan's pointing out, and hello by the way, it's been a while, that the main issue they see is that people don't have a legit way of getting it, which they mean the following property of books. So if I remove this link panel, they cannot have it at all. Isn't it better to have it somewhere, even if it's not intended, rather than nowhere at all? I intended for it to be nowhere at all at the moment. So I'd rather just have it nowhere at all. Especially since the system for it will change. It wouldn't work in a bit anyway. At least I anticipate it not working in a bit anyway. It's supposed to be a book level property. But let's keep moving. Bug fix. Let's increase the scroll speed for that text. Because I don't know about you, but I read a lot faster than I was scrolling. Behavior potion effect for potion effects. That doesn't mean much. What it's trying to imply here is that my potion effects, so effect potion, which is an environmental effect, is doing the wrong thing. It doesn't affect something. And I need to make sure that it's affecting everything properly. Actually, if chat remembers the details on this issue, it might be helpful. Let's look at behavior. There isn't a behavior potion effect. Huh? Alright. So, I'm going to check forms real quick, because that's where this was reported, to find out what the issue was. Alright, so they don't affect the player, apparently. That's wrong. Things like blindness, confusion, fatigue, hunger, jump, poison, slowness, and weakness. Let's find out why that is. Alright, so it's supposed to be applying to entity living base. I'm probably, in behavior potion effect, I might be looking at, or taking the name that Veovis gave to something, because he's the one that said this. And that fixed it. That was easy. Environmental effect is one of the interfaces from the Mystcraft API. It's one of the, and I've actually got a little thingy here that's in my I'm querying. Is this really how I want to do this? in case I decide to change how the API works in the future. Basically, what it allows is it allows you to add interesting properties to the world that occur whenever the chunks tick and when the world is first populated. I use this for things like adding decay to the world, or having those environmental potion effects accelerated, and random lightning. I make those things work through the environmental effects. Is the API updated to 1.7? Mystcraft isn't updated to 1.7. The API surely isn't. When I go to 1.7, I will be coming with the brand new API. That's one of the things I'll be doing for 1.7. But we're not doing that right now. Okay. Alright, so that should do that. Alright, this is going to be a bit of a longer one. It's something I have to actually look at and pay attention to here. So, one of the problems in procuring pages is you tend to be completely inundated with biome pages. Especially if you have mods that add more biomes. This means that you have hundreds and hundreds of the very common biome pages, but you don't get things that you really need, like standard terrain pages. Not really sure what the best fix for this is. So let's look at... Oh, that was wrong. Let's look at... symbol data. Particularly down here, where I register the biomes themselves. So, I generate all the biome symbols here. All the biome symbols in Mystcraft are generated here. Nobody ever really has to make a biome symbol. Just this thing. What it does is it goes through all of the biomes in the game, at least that are registered in the biome list, which should be all the biomes in the game. Gets that biome, makes some sanity checks. We then create a symbol for that biome. It's a modifier biome symbol. Register the symbol. If it registers properly and nothing goes awry, for instance, if somebody's already registered a symbol with this name, which would be odd but possible, then it would skip this next part. So we then set the weight to be 1. We also have a little hacky fix here, that if the biome is sky, which means the end biome, then it's set weight 0. The reason this is done is to make the end biome a creative-only biome, because you kind of need to know what you're getting into when you play with it. The reason it's creative-only is because the end biome, this sky biome, spawns the dragon. The dragon of the end is not a property of the end dimension, it is a property of the biome in the end dimension. One of those little oddities of how Minecraft was implemented. So I just try to avoid that particular problem. So what weight here does, or when we register the rule, the next thing we do is we register the rule. We say that it implements, or it extends the biome symbol, or the biome token, I should say. And the only thing that expands from that token is this symbol. And this is one of the many rules that expand the biome token. All the biomes will expand this token. And expands it with likelihood weight. And that is fine. Basically, all biomes are equally likely to be selected compared to any other biome in terms of the rule system. And then it adds it to the modifier biome list. This is just kind of a system so that I can know what biomes are available. And this is a remapping thing, we don't need to worry about that. Alright, so we've added weight to the rule here, but we've not bothered weighting the symbol itself. If we look at symbol rarity data, this is all the rarities for symbols. This is just a list of things with rarities. I'd love for a better system, but I didn't want to bother exposing it either. This is handy enough in the end. So I set it by symbol name, and then the rarity. And then I have a nice little helper function that does the stuff for me. And then I actually do it through the symbol. Somebody's pointing out PvP off. Yeah, it's a symbol. There's a symbol to turn off PvP in Ages, so you can make safe Ages. You can't have the reverse, though, because the way PvP is implemented, I cannot force PvP on in games where PvP is turned off. All biomes are handled this way. Chad is asking, what about biomes added by other mods? Do the other mods specify the rarities for these pages? No. All of them are handled this way, unless they feel like creating their own symbol for the biome, which I don't even recommend. There's no need to handle the weighting differently, unless you really want that biome to be rare when generated through the grammar. It would honestly be better if modders wanted this. Nobody's requested this, but if other modders wanted this, I could easily add an IMC thing so they could set the weighting. But you'll note, if you read this code, that I have a symbol-based thing that actually allows me to set the rarity. And then I set the symbol rarity to that. We never set the item rarity for biomes. Oops. Its defaults, however, so if I go here, set item rarity, and this is actually part of the API here, goes through that, rarities, we then get symbol item rarity. This is a long list of things, but this is because the API requires some generalization, so that's why there's such a long path through stuff. If rarities does not contain key, then we return 1. We then get the rarity from here. If the rarity is null, then we return 1. This is actually... This check makes this check redundant, but that's okay. Note that this check does not make this check redundant, because it's possible for it to be set to null. Explicitly null, as opposed to implicitly null. Which is what this handles. So, we're likely to be returning 1. In fact, we're going to be returning 1 if it's not set. Yeah, it's important not to crash Minecraft. Hello, chat. Alright, so... one possible fix to this balance issue that you wind up with way too many biome pages is to make the biome pages rarer. This would reduce the number of them that you received, thereby making things or other things show up more commonly. It would also make them slightly more expensive. unless I specified the value of them. So if we go here, and I go symbol dot set rarity, and I set the rarity to 0.9. It's going to be a little less common. It'll still be common by most of my measures, but it won't be as common. And that would make other things more likely here. So now you're more likely to get inundated with color symbols, to be honest. Pseudosage is asking, does that fix the issue I had with configuring Mystcraft to only generate void worlds? And no, this doesn't even touch that. But I don't understand what issue you had with configuring Mystcraft to only generate void worlds. If you disabled every terrain generator except for void... Oh, no, that's already fixed. That's already been fixed. I don't remember if that's been released. The issue that was being had for that is that it would crash if it was given a list. I have a system for randomly selecting items, so let's look at that. Weighted item selector here. And I basically just throw a list at it, and then it decides a random item from the list. And the cool thing is that the elements in this list can be individually weighted if they implement the iWeighted item interface. So I can easily weight all the things in the list. However, if I weight all the things in the list to be value 0, then it would crash. Now it doesn't. I fixed that already. It's fixed in here. Yeah, I remember you posting about it now, Sudo. Sorry. Can I add system specs to my Twitch bio? Probably at some point if somebody reminds me to do so. I'm actually trying to drop the rarity significantly, because if you look at lots of the core symbols, things like weather symbols, and the terrain symbols particularly, let's look at terrain normal. It's 93. So you have a 90... That's not really the valid case. Its rarity is 93. So if I make it 90 for each biome is a little less likely than terrain normal in and of itself. But you're still more likely to see more biomes than a terrain normal symbol because there's just so many biomes. They kind of they fill the probability space, and that winds up getting very mathy. Have dense ores been there a long time? Ages. No pun intended. What would happen if the weight was over 1.0 float? Then it would be even more likely. It doesn't cap it. You could set it to 100, and it would just kind of fill the probability space almost entirely. You'd always get that symbol. Right, so if I set it to 90 here, then it will be less likely to get biomes. And can I set... No. Right, so if I look at this, this is actually just kind of a route through here. It's a convenience function more than anything. So what I want to do... set symbol trade item. I want to explicitly state how much these biomes are worth, because currently it uses the rarity to infer how much it should be worth.
Your passwords are terrible.
My password is not intended to be clever. Hello and welcome, Soren.
Ah!
Alright, so Soren's here. He can be funny now instead of me.
You were funny?
I wasn't trying to imply that I was funny. Though,
Oh.
apparently, somebody in chat was saying that I was.
I'm so sorry.
You guys have really low standards.
There's a world. Open the door, and there's like a world.
Go look up some comedians. Yeah.
Tim Hawkins.
You guys have fun. I'm trying to read the chat. Is changing the weight of randomly adding symbols, getting symbols in chests, or villager trades? I'm going to try and rephrase that question so that it made sense. Oh, sorry, I missed a word. Is this changing the weight of randomly adding symbols, getting... So there's multiple weights in here. There's a weight for how often it shows up in the grammar. That's this one. It's equally likely as compared to other biomes. This is a categorized system, so we don't have to worry about it filling all the space. There's its rarity in terms of showing up as an item, and that's this one. And then there's the rarity, or then there's the value of it if purchased from a merchant, and that's what I'm setting right now. So let's go back to here. Here's the treasure chance. So they're actually separate things. And it pulls it from here.
We have found I should not play with magic mods ever.
How's that?
Well, some mods add in a right-click effect when you just, like, a bound pickaxe. You'd think, okay, it's a pickaxe. It's deactivated, so I need to activate this thing. Shift right-click. Oh, that worked. What do you know? I break the block I want it. Okay, now I need to deactivate this thing. Right-click in the air, and all of a sudden you're died, and since in Agrarian Skies, it shows you how many lives you have. I had 16, and then I had 11.
It killed you 5 times.
It killed me 5 times in 0.1 second, and half of our base was gone.
Wow.
And Soren is the reason why we have a backup script on the server.
And that it auto restarts is, I think, partly my fault and Stray's fault.
All Stray's fault, yeah.
Partly Stray's fault.
So the bound pickaxe works off of life energy, and if it can't find that energy, it will take it from your health. Soren found that out. The bad way.
Interesting.
I found it out the fun way. We had all these hearts on the wall because we were technically pro. We had like 22 hearts just in store. Now
We
we
needed them after that.
need some. I put the bound tool back after the script ran.
Alright, so looking at my rarities again. Symbol item rarity, symbol treasure chance. They're 2 different rarities. So this is how often it shows up in the treasure. This is how often it shows up in trades. I think. How do
guys
you
should
remember
come to
all
my
these symbols
chat.
for coding? I'm not sure which symbols you're referring to, because Mystcraft has its own symbols, and then there's symbols as in programming stuff. So, I'm not sure what you mean, but how do I remember all the symbols in Mystcraft? The easy answer is I don't tend to. I just kind of look it up in my head when I need to remember a specific symbol, but I don't recall them all immediately, all the time.
You look it up in your head so you remember it.
Yeah, but it's not like I have them all in my head at the same time.
How do you remember these? I don't remember these. I look it up in my head. There's a book page I just flip over everything. How does that work?
I don't know. Anyway, it's... Yeah, so we'll continue with this. If I set the symbol... How do I set the symbol treasure stuff? Where do I set the symbol treasure stuff?
Well, I remember blaming you too.
Yeah.
There we go. Get symbol tradable items.
Except I had no idea what it would do.
Neither did I. I was like, ooh, pickaxe. It looks
If
like a...
If I knew what it was going to do, I definitely would have given it to you.
I kind of figured if it looks like a red matter pickaxe, don't take it.
Okay, so this is the thing
I
that
just find it
creates
funny
the dummy.
that Stray was on the server.
Yeah, Stray was rowdy. He should have told you that not to use it.
Yeah.
Buy items? Why is that a variable? Not even sure where it went.
Somebody's asking if I could moan at the Ages of Mystcraft dev to keep up with the latest version. The Ages of Mystcraft dev is Veovis Mund. Well, I can hardly fuss at him for not keeping up with Mystcraft versions, because, yeah. Is it possible to get a following interlink book? It's not presently possible to get a following book. At least it's not supposed to be.
I think I know how you remember things. Sprox points it out.
Yeah, somebody points it out. I'm a computer with a lookup table. That's how I feel like I remember things. I just kind of flip through my head and remember stuff by looking it up.
He just fails to register some things.
Yeah. Somebody's... Blockmaster has gone, yay, Mystcraft 1.7!
I know.
Just
keep going. Just keep going.
If you wish to believe it, okay. Alright. That's how I would generate a number between... Yes, it's not supposed to be possible to get the, what was it? The follow... It's not possible... It's not supposed to be possible to get a following link panel. It currently is. It's really difficult. It's probably not very likely you'd get one. But it's possible to get. I fixed that, actually, just a little bit earlier in the stream, about 15 minutes ago.
Okay, so no more villager trading?
No more villager... You're not supposed to tell them! But yeah, no more villager trades for link panels.
Well, Dyer told them, so...
Yeah... I don't know.
I kind of recognize most of these names from other
Somebody
streams.
Somebody said QBasic XComp. I haven't programmed in QBasic in years, but it was the first language I learned. Why are we saying QBasic XComp? Alright.
Because X is close to Q and your computer, and I don't know.
Okay. Right. So that should do that, mostly.
I wouldn't.
I've forced... I've forced the biome pages to be worth 1 emerald from villager trades. And this will probably be changed in the future when I do more quality crafting stuff, whatever. But I've also forced them to be rarer in the general pool, because this rarity here is the pool of all symbols rarity value. Alright. Happy birthday, Basic.
I won't take away your job at bullying Moon, but I'm just thinking I'm more effective at it. I just like the day he got his media tag. It was so good until then.
A user was kicked from your channel.
Yeah. He got a media tag, so I couldn't move him from my channel anymore. But, what do you know, I could still kick him from my channel. So it's changed from user was moved from your channel to user was kicked from your channel. I did no such thing.
At least when you
Sprox.
moved me, it was only 1 channel away. I
Yeah,
actually
now
had to
it's
find
like
myself
lobby.
then.
Alright, anybody watching the, I guess there's a text ticker on the bottom.
We can't see that.
Yeah, I know you guys can't see that. So the next thing on my list is a symbols category thing. Tiled biome can take more biomes. I'm expecting some general celebration to that. It's been something people have been wanting me to do for a while. So let's do it. In fact, I have the information here. Yeah, it was one of the higher voted things when I sent out my votes earlier. I made that little form with people voting on stuff. It wasn't the highest by any means, but it was reasonably highly voted. So, we're doing it. Alright, so I'll close all those. I'm going to do a commit. Keeps popping up over there. There we go. Alright, so let's just...
It's the white screen of death.
It's not a fully white screen. It's just mostly white.
It was white. Now it says branch.
Branch. Alright, so fixes potion effects not affecting player. Oops. And then adjusts balance on symbol trains for biomes. Yes, the point of this tiling thing that I'm going to be doing is to make it so you can tile more than 2 things and not just have checkerboards.
Whenever you have a chance, spawn TeamSpeak for you, XComp. This part right here, the branch and all the version control system, it's one of the reasons I like using IntelliJ. It's built in, it looks so nice. And
Hi, Dusk. Alright, so XComp, would you be willing to do a live stream teaching us to do basics in Java? Willing, I'm not sure how good I'd be at it. I like to teach, but I usually teach C++. So... And I usually teach C++ to people that already know how to program. So it would be a different area from what I'm used to. I'm also used to teaching in a classroom where people can ask questions, so it would be difficult to do it over a stream. I could
are we
try it
talking
at some
about
point.
you teaching someone teaching Java?
Well, in the university. I teach at a university level for C++.
You also like 30-second delays, too.
Yeah, I'd have to deal with the delays here for the chat and everything, so...
Right. Let me tell everyone,
tricky.
I had no delay, and he was teaching me Java, and it didn't work as well as it should have.
Yeah.
I found out how to code without him.
Well, reasonably anyway, yeah.
Yeah, there were some things he actually did for me that I looked over and was like, oh, that's kind of neat. How does that work?
That's how you learn.
Yeah, but when he tried teaching me, it was slow going.
Yeah.
Much faster to use Google.
I'm not real good at teaching the basics of things, because to me the basics are so intuitive I don't know how to explain them. It's one of the things I've been doing it for so long. I just don't know how to explain it.
I don't know when XCraft is coming out, Moondrix.
That would be interesting.
Shush you.
XCraft.
I know, you tried to get me.
I wonder if I should make XCraft.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
No, Zcraft. X and Y are already taken by someone.
I know the person, we can get okay with them. Fine. Mystcraft Reloaded.
Sprox would be okay with me, but you can't actually put any links in chat. Alright, so we're going to do a thing. We're going to play with the symbol... I don't remember what this is called. Biome controller tile, that's it. Maybe? No? Checkers. Checkers. Well, that's already got a wrong thing in it. We'll make it tiled.
Fireball.
It's probably called checkers because I originally wrote it as a checkerboard thing, and I've wanted to change it for a while, but yeah. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and tell Bazaar to change the name, or update the name here.
Zycraft dev is going well. School's ending, so I'll be able to code a lot more. But unlike
More than that feeling.
I almost called you Zycraft. Wow, okay, now you're the name of my mod, and I'm coding XComp. Yeah, sure.
Oh dear.
What? Alright, unlike XComp, I am working on 1.7, but I'm working on resources right now. We'll do the code, hopefully this week.
Yeah, I'm working on 1.6.4.
Mm-hmm. Which is not
Because I want to do an update before I move on to 1.7.2.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that thing of this. That doesn't sound wrong at all.
Yeah. I'm coding XComp. Okay. So, yeah.
Well, we did say you're a computer, and you look at
We
tables,
did
so-
say this earlier, didn't we?
Ha-ha! I have coded an older brother.
That's a good trick. You coded
How
something
does
that
that
came
work?
before you.
I'm recoding my older brother.
That'd be more likely, yeah.
When you say you program your brother, that just sounds terrible in every way. It means you're brainwashing them.
Mm-hmm. Interesting things there. Alright, so set the biomes. Now, this is the thing for the get biomes at chords. I do believe this is how the biomes are decided, period. I think that's pretty much all of it. So all I have to do is change this one line of code.
We get 2 lines.
I'm probably going to make it several lines.
Oh. Okay, that'll work.
Alright, so what is this line doing right now? This line is pulling from the biomes that are provided to the biome controller. It's provided with a list. It's provided a list from here. Now, what I'm going to look at is symbol biocontroller huge? Yeah. And I'm going to replace this section with this. And what this will do is it will pop all the biomes from before. Instead of just 2. So we'll have the full list of biomes that came before this symbol. This may actually affect existing ages. Sorry.
You're only teaching English at the university? That's the only one he could teach in.
That's the only language I can teach in. I could sort of muddle through Spanish, I could sort of muddle through Finnish, but yeah, I just teach in English, basically. Sorry.
Yes. Do Spanish in Finland.
Yeah, that'd be really effective.
XComp use Spanish! Classroom has now been confused. Classroom heard itself!
Well played. Alright. And then while biomes is less than 2, pick random biomes. I do this here because this way it's consistent. Doesn't actually matter. So, now, I'm going to do it. At the moment, here, it bases off of. It gets the coordinates. It right shifts it so we get just the biome, or just the chunk coordinates, what chunk we're in. It adds them together, and it does a bitwise operation against 1, so a bit mask. What this means is the bit masking takes all of the bits in this number and all of the bits in this number and compares them, and only keeps the bits that were 1s in both numbers. Since this number is 1, there is only one bit in the number. That was weird. Anyway, it basically toggles between 2 bits. That should be easy enough to change. What we want is to be able to select the next biome. So just kind of modulo through the biomes. That's what we're going to do. We're going to change to... This is effectively that. It's actually not any different. Yeah, words?
Words are hard.
Words are
Especially when you
hard.
look at numbers.
Okay, I didn't make it any longer in terms of lines. It's still 1 line long.
Well, just in between the like where you have get, just after that parenthesis, add a hit enter, and then just before the semicolon parenthesis, hit enter, and you have 3 lines.
Alright, so... let's try this. This should actually do it. Let's test it. I'll actually launch the game now. Yay!
What was Minecraft added tech-wise? Stuff.
Stuff.
I'm gonna answer that.
Somebody was commenting... Pseudo Sage says to Cyrus, I looked at the dimensional coding. The world gen doesn't look hard to do, but the teleporting confused me. That's because teleportation in Minecraft is kind of derpy. I have my own teleportation code in order to do linking.
Have you seen the 1.7s at all yet?
I've not looked at 1.7 at all.
Apparently it's much smoother. Either that or it's 1.8, but it's like insanely smooth.
That's good.
They're showing, I think it was Dinnerbone, walking around the pillar. And when he looked at one side, it had a hole in it. He walked around the other side, equal amount of space, and the other side had a hole in it, equal depth.
Hmm.
So it was one of those non-Euclidean kind of worlds. How did... what? So you warp to a different place.
Nice.
1.7 does get rid of the use of block IDs. They're in the back end, and there's still a limit of how many block IDs you can have. There's still 4096.
Yeah. It just kind of gets rid of the configuration for block IDs, right?
Yeah, you just register a block, and the server will handle it. Each world
For
handles
all
it.
intensive purposes, from a user perspective, block IDs are non-existent. From a
Yeah.
coder perspective, stay as far away from you can.
The problem is we still have a limit on the number of blocks we can have, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they've gone away. Somebody's asking, does this
I don't know
determine
why that can't
biome
be
size?
stored in
This
some
won't
sort of
actually change the
map.
size of the tiles. It will just allow us to have more biomes as tiles.
They did improve one thing, XComp, with the when you make a new block right now in 1.6, it registers it, right? Or at least stores it in the array.
Say that again?
1.6, if you make a new block, doesn't that store it in the array? Or
Yeah,
adds
you have to
an
store it
array?
in the block array.
1.7, it doesn't add it to an array until you actually register it. And there's no array, it's the list. It's so nice. You can just have random block objects in your code and not even use them.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's good.
So, separating meta is much easier. You meta pack everything.
Alright, I've not done much with this world. I've actually done a lot more with the world I can't show right now because it's on my experimental branch. And I have my experimental branch closed for the stream. Right, so what I want to do is to write a... Oops, I forgot how that worked. Wow. Is to write an age with the tiled biomes with multiple biomes. Alrighty, let's do this. Ah, come on.
Problems?
Problems. Problems are I can't click. Biome controllers and... Where are the biomes? Oh, right. Modifiers biomes. Wow. This is my mod. I don't remember stuff is.
We said you could code. I've said many times you can't play the game.
I can't play the game. I can code like nobody's business, but I can't play this game.
That's why he has other people to play the mod for him to show it off.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I can't play your mod, really, but I mean,
It's complicated.
there's too many pages.
Alright, so
I like reading.
I'm just going to throw a whole bunch of biomes in. Oh, I need ink. I'm going to throw a bunch of biomes in. Forest, ice plains, ocean, jungle hills, desert. I want plains. So plains. Alright. That's a bunch of biomes. And now we're going to have tiled biomes. Okay. I've written a thingy. Now, let's bind it. It's this thing. And I need a link panel. I don't think those will show up in any eye over here. No. Okay. Boom. All right.
Yeah, link panels and NEI would be nice.
Yeah, there's actually... Whoops.
There's actually a whoops!
There's actually a whoops there. There's actually a add-on for Mystcraft that adds the pages and things to NEI. Right, so it crashed right here. It crashed because I did something stupid. Yay.
Trying to figure out why you need to add them to the list.
Okay.
Because it does get subbed item. It respects that.
Okay, that's my index. Where's the biome size? So... what was the actual... yeah.
2 lines!
Oh, it's because it can go negative. Yeah.
Not that absolute!
That might work.
I was joking!
It still might work. I'm concerned that it might cause an interesting switch in the middle point.
Oh, it will probably do that. The function for that is just a V in the graph, so...
Or I might change how I calculate the index.
Yeah,
Let's
too
not.
easy.
So...
Darn, you should visit the Mystcraft forum sometime. But that's work. And I saw the checkboxes yesterday. Too many checkboxes!
it's gone now. I've already closed the form.
I don't mind. I can tell you what I want in the summer.
Yep.
I've already told you one thing I want, and you probably forgot it.
XComp did something stupid? What is this? I'm a very, very clever individual. And it takes very,
Clever.
very clever individuals to be able to do really spectacularly stupid things. But this was just a programming error.
Okay, so you're just saying you're not a clever person by saying that?
I have failed spectacularly in my time.
He's old.
Kinda. Let's try that again. It worked this time.
Oh. The greater sign shifts bits to the right, essentially.
I should have set the terrain controller for that.
Can't you just use any...
Because I wound up with an end island with netherrack as the base terrain. So I can't see what the biomes are, or very well. Ocean, desert, plains. They're all here. But it would have been nice we had
Light.
light and other things. Yeah.
Is your game mode
Like-
set to bright or moody?
It's probably moody.
That would help a little bit.
Hmm.
Oh, well, the lightning at least helps.
Yeah. Alright, so... No,
That's
let's just...
snow?
That's snow, yeah.
Okay.
It's because it's Ice Plains biome.
Right. Just trying to figure
This
out
is
the netherrack
ocean. This is desert. You can't tell because it decided to generate using netherrack as the base terrain. Whoosh. Alright, so... I'm gonna grab this.
part. The sheep seems happy enough. So is the chicken! The chicken's like, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm
Oops.
safe.
Can I do this yet? No, I've not done that in GUI yet. Well, I'll just...
It shifts bits. Don't think of binary words only, because you can shift an hexadecimal number, you can shift an integer.
It shifts the binary, though. It works on binary level.
Oh, okay.
You can shift anything, but it works on a binary level. Alright, so now I've copied the book, and we're going to specify more things.
Do we still treat things as words, though? Because I know you treat them words and bytes and assembly. That's not fun.
Words are basically just, well, it depends on the machine, but basically 32-bit things.
Okay.
Usually an integer. Uh,
Well, Brett said I have a binary clock.
those are fun.
I made it.
Nice.
Assembly code, no fun, no.
I presume that was for a computer class.
Yeah, and we did it in less than a day.
Nice.
It was due next week.
Can we get block modifiers here? Which I fixed earlier, by the way.
Ironically, though, my computer classes this semester have been insanely easy. All the other courses, not so much. One of the courses, the teacher said at the beginning of the course, and I always forget these during the middle of the course, if you get 90 in the course, at the end, you do not have to take the final. She gives you a 0 so you can see what you have for the final. So, if you have a 90 above, it would basically be in any class. If you have a 0 as the final grade and you have a 90 in the class, why take it? But she also said if you have over 100, you get an A+, which is better than a 4.0. I looked at my grade the night before the exam, and with that 0 as a final, I had 102. I'm saying, it's like, is there any reason for me to take the final right now other than the walls? I could go in and
Really?
just start drawing something.
You go in and draw faces on things.
I think if I write my name, I get a point, so I'd still get higher grade.
Standard
Yes, Jim.
world. Okay, so
This is
that'll fix
versus-
most of the things. Let's do this again.
Something to show off, but if you take the history course that I took this semester, I asked for extra credit. He said there's no extra credit, but I do curves, so hopefully for that curve.
And we got a son. That's good.
Oh, you have a son. That's new.
And there's large
I'm
passage
not
of
sure
shadow.
how to take that.
Nah, don't worry about it. Okay, so
Um,
it looks like it worked.
hey, look, no netherrack.
That's apparently how that tiles.
Chicken, 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 chicken.
Get diagonals. Because that's how I was doing it. Somebody earlier asked how long I've been programming. And I've been programming,
Before 9th grade.
no, I've been programming for like 16 years now. Or at least I started programming 16 years ago. Right, so this is what this does. Is this a desirable effect? Looks kind of funny. But I don't know how to make it
No,
look
I'm just
better.
gonna tell our parents that XComp has a son and just see what they do.
You have to say it verbally, because otherwise, you know, it gives away the joke.
Right. Dad might understand. Mom will kind of look at me. It's like, what? He's in his late 20s. Well, not exactly. He's in his mid 20s, like exactly middle.
I am, in fact, in my mid-20s. Say it
He's
like that.
old. Did you make these Sky Island things?
Yeah, that's one of mine.
I know where I'm living next.
Well, thank you.
Well, because the other Sky Islands are spheres and they're lame.
Oh, I know why that happened. Because I didn't bother changing the rules yet. I was like, that's interesting. The grammar decided to take the ocean biome and put a thingy here. So since I wrote
thingy
ocean, and the grammar decided that the ocean didn't belong to the tiled biome controller. So it decided to add the island here, which basically takes a biome as a modifier. It happens to take ocean here. Just to consume one of the biomes. I'm actually kind of surprised it didn't use up the rest. Come to think of it. I think that lightning was purple.
It looked like it.
It's interesting.
Don't feel bad if you're over, like if you feel old, because I consider everyone above 21 old.
Yeah, that changes over
Oh,
time.
geez, thanks.
Yeah.
I know, really.
There's a comic strip that actually has, who do you think is old? They have a baby think the the older brother is older, then the older brother thinks the next older brother is older, and then the older brother thinks the mom is older, then the mom thinks the dad's older, and then so on.
Yep. Who's old? Anybody older than me?
The skeleton is surprisingly the youngest one there, because it was just born. It's not. Before that.
I wonder if the lightning was actually purple, or if it was just the color of the sky affecting the lightning.
You'd have to get a different perspective on the light for me to see.
Yeah, I'm trying
I don't
to...
know what blending color you're using on the lightning.
Black. I only got a choice, so...
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of lightning there. And it's clear skies. So I'm thinking that I've just got lightning in the background. Which probably means that's a little bit of instability. Which, I don't know why there's a little bit of instability.
It's purple.
It was purple.
You know, a teal background with purple. Yeah, lightning is slightly opaque. Okay, yeah, so there is no real blending.
There is blending. If you make lightning black, it goes invisible. Trust me.
Okay, then they're not using the blending color I think they'd be using.
Yeah, Minecraft
For
uses this weird blending thing that black is the transparency, which is a bad decision. But it means that you can't have black lightning, because black lightning is completely blended away. It's invisible. Which meant at one point I was playing with different colored lightnings, and I was completely black lightning is completely invisible.
Yeah. For my particles, if I say I want a black particle, it's black until you add another one on it. and then the center of the all the stacks make that union area white because they're all blending together. So white flame and black flame are almost identical.
Well then. Alright, so... yeah, it worked. Let's go fix the grammar rule. Alright, so what I'm going to do now... symbol rules, yes. I have to find the terrain stuff. There it is. So... where is it?
I know we were talking about Norton Commander and 3D Tetris, but Commander Keen!
Oh, right, it's the biocontroller. What am I thinking?
Only you
Nobody
can prevent those
knows.
forest fires, but we can also cause them.
There. Alright, so...
Grammar API, boy, that's irony. I think you're missing the AMV. That.
My first computer was a DOS computer. I remember
if that
launching
was-
Windows from DOS.
I don't remember if that was mine too, or I just got Windows 95.
I expect we had Windows 95.
Oh. I started using it when I was 2, and that was exactly 1995, so...
Yeah. We may have still been using Windows 3.1, in which case you would have been launching Windows from command line, but it was just Win.
Yeah. I remember Micro Center had 95 or 90. What is this?
Yeah, I remember using Windows 3.1.
I think you should change your interface name.
Which interface name?
iGrammar API. Just irony all over it.
I know. Grammar API. I am not grammar.
I am the grammar API.
There is no grammar in the grammar API. What? What?
What?
Alright, so the only change I made to this rule is I made it so that instead of accepting exactly two biome, or having two biome tokens, it has a biome token and a biome list token. The biome list token expands to mini biomes.
We can play 2 arcade games.
Right, so that should do that.
Good to know.
And the next thing. This doesn't all fit. Bug fix. Linking within an age doesn't wait for the chunk to gin. What this actually means... This is a really uncommon bug. You're not likely to see it. The only case you can wind up with it is that if you've created a link book somewhere, left the world... No. Traveled somewhere else in the world. You're somewhere else in the world. Logged off. Deleted the world. Come back. You're now the other place in the world. The chunks you were at when you created the original link book don't exist. If you link directly to them, the game doesn't bother waiting while it loads the chunks. You just kind of fall. Oops.
Details.
Details. It should be readily possible to fix. It's just kind of a, yeah, oops, details. Before we do that, I'm going to make another commit. So I'll show this. So, makes biocon tiled take multiple biomes. Changes rule 4. I'm just going to copy paste this.
Marcus, I think my tablet has more than 2 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah, really?
My phone has 2 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah. It's...
XComp's phone does not.
Nah, mine does not. But still, I have a Samsung Galaxy S2, and I frequently refer to it as the supercomputer in my pocket.
The one that was hand me up.
It was a hand-me-up. It was Soren's first.
Like, that's my phone? Here you go.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Okay. Done. Let's do that. Alright, so this is the most complicated code and probably the messiest code in Mystcraft, because I'm trying to do all the things that standard teleportation between dimensions does for the most part. Make sure that all the stuff works and all the communication happens and things happen in the right order, which was really tricky and broken when I first started doing this, without doing some other things. And particularly, I want to teleport between dimensions, and I don't want to just travel between the end and the overworld, and I don't want to spawn a portal every time I go through it, and all sorts of things. But also, my code is generalized to handle all entities, not just the player. So I can send entities across the portal as well. I can also handle ridden entities. So this code is complicated and kind of messy. No, I'm not going to test the new grammar rule. I know exactly what it does. I know those are famous last words. But I do actually know that it works, because if you looked at the grammar rules, then there was a grammar rule right next to it that did the same thing. So I actually verified it in code and I made sure it was the right thing.
He'll hear about it after he gets to 1.7. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll care if it breaks. But I know how that system works, backwards, forwards, upside, and down. So I know what it's doing there. It's one of the systems I wrote
What about right
more
and
recently.
left?
No, sometimes I get those backwards.
Not dyslexic.
Actually, sometimes I'm not so sure. I do occasionally get, like, if I'm reading numbers, I'll occasionally get the digits out of order.
You see, clever people make fantastic mistakes and not make you dyslexic.
I've seen some very clever dyslexic people. I know
don't
some
say they're
very
not
clever
clever. I'm just
dyslexic people.
saying your mistakes are probably due to the cleverness rule.
Generally, my mistakes are due to cleverness, yes. Often being too clever for my own good, in that I forget to pay attention to things. That's my usual problem. Right, so I'm trying to fix linking within an age. There's actually specialized code for staying within the same dimension, because you don't want to do some things if you stay within the same dimension. It breaks stuff. So, what I want to do is sometime when loading the next world, the new world as it is here, I want to make sure that the chunk is loaded first. I load the chunk. I wonder if this bug is so old that I've just not remembered to update that I fixed it. Let's go test. Oh, yeah. Screen is broken. Okay. Here we go. God, that music is too fast to actually do, at least for me. Like that. That's exactly how that goes. Right. So we're going to test in this world. I'm going to fly way over there. This is going to take a few minutes of me just kind of... No, it's not. What are my current coordinates? I am in the range. So, TPX...
I missed that command.
It's an awesome command.
You know why?
Because you
it takes
follow
out your
things?
velocity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
save myself. TP to oh, I hit the ground too hard. Every time.
Yeah, TPX is... I didn't replace the TP command because I didn't feel like replacing the TP command because this command was so different. But I had to make this command because the TP command is pitiful in comparison.
Until 1-7, we'll see. Let's see comparison.
We'll see how it compares there.
Because then you'll have one that TPs you and maintains momentum, and the other one stops you flat out. So if you're on a roller coaster, you may want to use TP.
Soren needs
Well,
to learn
does-
how to use the TP command correctly, as in which player goes in what spot.
Right. I have a highlight on that. It's okay. And I also need to
What?
not teleport to myself.
Soren
Alright,
tried
so
to
this is dimension
save
4.
Stray and teleport himself to the void.
I did the wrong way. It was alright. It was sad too because my chat's probably like, isn't that the wrong way? TP Soren to Stray map? No, wait, hold on. Change that. I'm ready, Stray. Enter. Stray? We have a problem.
It didn't load the
Uh.
chunk.
Then?
I'm
Amazing
falling.
It is an amazing humming because I wasn't
I know.
humming.
I seem to have teleported exactly outside of another fortress. That's interesting.
Another fortress in snow.
Well, yes.
It makes it so much less intimidating.
I don't know. Not being surrounded by netherrack in the nether makes it less intimidating in general.
Well, there's no blazes all spawn here.
Alright. Okay, well, I appeared to fall on the client, but it loaded up fast enough that I didn't see any problems either way. And I wound up standing on a top block when it showed up. So I think it loaded on the server and didn't kill me because, well, I was actually standing on something. And it just took a bit for the client to get the information. So I'm going to believe this one is fixed.
Please hum together. That doesn't work in TeamSpeak. I'm sorry. There is a delay. On. Just start counting up, and I'll try to count with you, and I'll show you the delay.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5,
6.
6, 7.
One,
It doesn't work.
Can there be? Alright,
There can only be one. That's me. College for computer science? Yeah. Who does that?
hmm.
I think everyone here does university for computer science.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing a PhD in computer science. Alright, so I'm gonna count that one as did not need to fix.
You're a PHP in computer science. Wait.
Alright. My next task is I'm going to my thing got messed up.
There is no
Strange.
age limit for college. Believe me, there is an extremely old guy in my physics course, and he just blew through the course, and everyone in the labs like, how do you know this stuff? My job worked with nuclear physics. Oh!
Ye better know this stuff.
What are you doing in calculus-based physics? I mean, I need my second degree. Huh? How'd you not do this the first time? Yes would be a good for a jolly old round of any song, assuming everyone involved is probably drunk or insane. Or they're not listening to each other. Will you stop messing with that one? Just leave it alone.
No, I want to fix it.
Just change the text. Stop moving it
I was
around.
trying to. Alright, there we go.
No, okay, in this case, when I say extremely old, he was older than Dad, which I think he was in his late 60s.
Dad's in his early 60s.
Yes, but the guy was in his late 60s.
Okay.
Doing nuclear physics. Doing a calculus-based physics with freshmen. I was confused. Shouldn't you be retired now, sir? Why are you going back to school at this age?
Because he's a nuclear physicist. What else is he gonna do, you know? This man would be bored retiring.
Why does he need a degree? You should have experience by now.
Probably wants to do something a little less nerve-wracking. I'm going to be right back.
No.
Yes, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab something to drink and turn on some lights because I'm sitting in a dark room. I'll be back.
Hello, chat. Just make you share something.
Soren, do you want another bound pickaxe?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll just hop on XComp's dev world there. Chat, say goodbye to XComp's world. Just go pew. Sour can entertain us. Yes. I am the man who will use the blocks. I'm not going to keep going with that because I highlighted Marathi singing that, and he wasn't aware I was going to highlight him. How much wood could woodchuck? Sorry, why you no stream? Because I'm going home in like 3 hours, and I'm doing a test in about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to clean my room in between test and then going home.
You have a test in 20 minutes?
No, it's due at midnight.
Oh.
I'm just going to do it in 20 minutes. It's supposed to take an hour and a half. I'm telling Dad to pick me up after 5, or sometime after 5. It's not going to be at 5:01. Oh, maybe
all right.
After 6.
Okay, so our last thing here is a performance
Stop
thing.
eating. No
Okay.
eating. No.
Sorry, I had chocolate in my mouth. It was yummy.
That's not fair.
It was dark chocolate?
Oh, okay. Never mind. It's perfectly fine. Too bitter.
Alright. So, the last thing is a performance issue. And one of the top things that, in fact, the highest rated category of tasks for the voting was performance.
How many people voted?
127.
Okay.
So a lot of people wanted me to do performance changes and fixes and things. The next highest voted was tech. People want me to get into Mystcraft tech systems.
What?
Well, there have been plans for machinery and tech things and power systems for Mystcraft for a while.
Maybe things like a tank and a fabricator. Oh wait, no, that's Zycraft I'm thinking of. I'm sorry.
I still
Yeah.
say we should make a Zycraft Mystcraft one.
No, it's particularly things like fire marbles and power marbles and things from Riven, along with things from the other Myst games, because there's a lot of very interesting technology in the Myst lore. So that's one of the things people would like to see.
Orpheus. more power systems equals more fun. I don't like having all these machines run up the same power system because I made one power system, put one effort in. And there's a completely other side to every mod with the power system, so there's more challenges. No one ever does them because it's like, oh, place, done.
Soren apparently measures his effort in units of effort. So I put 1 effort in is actually grammatically correct.
The actual, because EF was taken, I have to do EFF for the unit. And then a rate would be that. That's the acceleration of effort. And that's just plain silly.
The Mystcraft power system will actually be rather different from most of the other power systems, and it will be based off the fire marbles and power marbles of the Myst lore, which were interesting things in terms of power. They just kind of manifested power. They were energy, they glowed, they did different things, they did all sorts of things in the culture of the Denis. This means that there will be kind of this baseline thing that produces power, but in order to do almost anything, you'll have to have enormous amounts of power. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting system.
Maybe I should do the visuals.
Maybe you should.
No offense.
Yeah. Alright, so the performance item here is to reduce the biome wrapper count. This should actually improve performance a lot, especially in terms of memory. Mystcraft, for the past couple versions, has been eating huge amounts of memory in ages. Why? Because I did something pretty cool. Unfortunately, it had implications.
This is awesome, but it's lagging out my system. I know, but it's still awesome.
Yeah.
Stop lagging out system, but it's awesome.
Pretty much, yeah, that. So, what I did was... Well, first I'll explain what I did and why, I guess. What I did was I have a biome wrapper system. So I wrap the biome objects when providing them to everything so that I can control the logic of what temperature things are and everything by a coordinate basis. This means that I could have a lot more flexibility and power in ages rather than just saying the biomes are here. It's nice. It's kind of clever. It's a memory hog. Because what it winds up doing is I have to create a biome wrapper object for every XZ coordinate pair.
Ah! What do that?
I did come up with a system, so I only have to do it once.
Good.
I have it so that there's one object per XZ coordinate pair, but there's still one object per XZ coordinate pair. At least this means I'm not doing memory thrashing, so I'm not creating the object every time you want it, because you want it several times a frame, apparently. But yeah. The reason I did this was I was trying to have the flexibility of being able to say what the temperature is and everything at different places without having to rely on the biomes. Because Minecraft has so many things hard-coded to use the biomes directly. That annoys me, for anybody that's not clear on that. Right.
I got you covered. Biome. Now, a biome in Minecraft.
Thank you.
I'll probably be using that now.
Excellent.
Biomes!
Biomes. It makes sense to me.
Biome. Oh.
So...
Apparently already a thing.
Really?
Not for Minecraft. My
Okay.
gosh. I did not expect this many... Oh. That has a medical definition, never mind.
Does it have to do with optical?
No, actually not even close.
Okay. Okay. We'll skip it then. Alright, so... What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to have one biome wrapper object per biome in the dimension.
Confused with my ohms, your resistance.
Yes, my ohms.
Can we get voltage and amperage out of it? Hmm? Mm?
Alright. So... Yeah, we're going to limit this to just one biome wrapper object per biome per dimension. This would give me the flexibility that I desire for the most part. I wouldn't be able to do it as a coordinate basis, but I would be able to say the biomes in this dimension are changed slightly.
I'm the voice in your head.
Okay then. No, I'm the little voice in your head.
No, I am.
It was all the funnier because I'm wearing headphones.
I know, it's like... Every time I do that, I was like, no.
I'm wearing earbuds. It really was the voice in my head.
No, I'm the voice in your head.
No,
Oh, that
I'm-
was creepy. Thank you for that.
Do the higher one.
Yeah, Orpheus is pointing out they're definitely brothers.
Yay!
Nice.
I need to get that progress. They definitely are brothers. No!
Yes.
I wonder.
Hey,
I
wake
am.
up.
Yeah. He just poked me on TeamSpeak.
Every time I poke Marathias, Soren poked you. Thanks, Darth Vader.
May the fourth be with you.
Yes. After hearing Thanks, Darth Vader, I thought back to what voice was used, and I think of the chipmunk.
Yep. Darth Vader is actually a chipmunk. Wow, that's actually a really interesting concept.
That's an interesting phrase. They're Soren. Why? Because Soren. They are brothers. I just skipped along there. They
You
are
did.
brothers.
Because I don't think we're brothers because of Soren.
No.
We're brothers because of
But
identical parentage?
you know why that hashtag exists?
Yes.
Yeah. Ironically, it's not because Soren.
Yeah, actually.
That's the only one it's not an answer to.
Oh, dear.
You hear Soren's voice. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You hear the little voice in your head.
Hello.
He's right there. I'm standing right behind you.
There's no one right behind me. I just looked.
Made you look.
I'll be back from my desktop in a few minutes.
Fair enough.
Alright, so I'm going to try and do this by biome.
But wouldn't you... You wouldn't be a brother if Soren didn't exist. Wow. He has a point. What? How did that turn so quickly?
Batman. Alright, so I'm going to completely get rid of this chunk wrapper thingy. I may actually wish to... Well, no. I'm just going to get completely rid of it. Bye. Done. Gone.
Are you using push to talk?
No.
Oh. That was weird. Your stream picked it up, but I guess TeamSpeak has a higher threshold.
Oh, it might, yeah.
Seriously. He's saying something, but it's really quiet. Hmm.
Yeah.
Why-
So
why
I just
sorry?
got rid of a whole bunch of code. It's gone.
Your mom was behind you, so you looked. Okay, good.
Good for you.
Paying attention to your parents is always a better thing than paying attention to us. Why? Because sorry. Just use that.
Okay. So the main thing I need is to get the biome gen base, which is my biome wrapper. This. Based on the actual biome there. And I just deleted the code for actually doing that. Yeah, I knew I was going to want that code.
This might be a stupid question, but why don't you use line numbers?
Because they don't matter to me. And if I really want the line number for something, it's down in the bottom right corner.
But it makes people hard to point things out on stream where it's right and wrong.
Yeah, not sure if I want that. How do I turn on line numbers?
Just right-click the blue area to the left of the minus signs for folding and collapsing the code.
I'm going through the thingies, but I don't see it.
There?
Ah, there it is. Show line numbers.
I used intelligence. I can't tell you like a high key or anything now.
There you go. Happy now?
Almost. As soon as the delay's gone.
What does
does
the synchronized keyword do? Did I use the synchronized keyword in here? I did. What
Really?
synchronized does is it makes the, well, basically it's in terms of threading. The function can only be entered once, regardless of the number of the threads. So basically it's a nice thing for mutexes, which is mutually exclusive execution. Basically, concurrency.
When would you have another example when that would be used, or a good way to use it off the top of your head?
I'm basically just trying to make sure that no two things do it at the same time.
Okay.
It's to make the function only execute one at a time. Because if you have multi-thread stuff going on, two threads can hit the function at the same time, and you can wind up with interesting states.
Now let's just go with it. I got him to add it. Shh, I wanted it. This way I can say at line 47, there's nothing there.
Yep.
Because we can't see the line number at the bottom right corner.
Yeah.
Probably
Alright.
shifts it over half a centimeter.
Alright, so... Don't need those. Those are going away.
Multi-threading always makes things interesting. Especially in Minecraft.
Oh yeah. Especially for some of the threading decisions in Minecraft. Which things are threaded and how and why. Well, I don't know the why.
Minecraft is multi-threaded. What does it have in threads? It has the game, and then it has chat, and probably a couple other things. But I love how the chat is on its own, and then the game just crashes. Hi guys, we're crashing the server. One moment.
Yep. Okay.
Orpheus, that would have been so wonderful had they added that about 7 months ago.
The way I want to handle this is to determine the biome. Okay, so I really just want to look at the code up here.
How long did it take you to learn Java? That's not a good...
I'm going to skip that question.
Yeah,
I'm going to approximate it with I already knew how to program, and Java's easy.
Java, hold your hand. C++, slaps you in the face if you don't know what you're doing.
C++ won't even do that. C++, if you don't know what you're doing, it will let you do whatever you feel like trying to do. And then when it fails miserably, it will just kind of laugh in your face.
Oh,
Yep.
apparently my C++ laughs and slaps me at the same time. I don't know. Next semester I'll have that course.
C++?
Yeah, data structures.
Yeah.
Orpheus, I haven't been using Eclipse since early December or late December. I started using IntelliJ. And I'm actually using IntelliJ because I use Scala. Eclipse plugins for it's not the best thing in the world.
This stuff's messy. I didn't comment a thing. I know what these do, but pulling out the individual lines is kind of messy.
So, Biome Wrapper Manager.
Yeah.
It's
whole
a
bunch of
constructor
stuff
for
in here.
stuff. And then public synchronized something is a method for things. And
Yes. Exactly.
got it.
Uh,
And ooh, I like that one. Get biome gen for world chords is a method. You don't even need to worry about it because it's private.
Alright, so to kind of lay out how this is going to work, I need to get the biome ID at the chunk coordinates, so and then I need to get
Yeah,
I
it's
could
gonna
just
look
get
weird
the biome.
because it's a functional based language. I think is what the term is called.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to read once you know how to read it. That makes sense for every language in the world. Once you know understand it, you can read it. But in a sense, it makes things a little bit easier. If you have an interface that is implemented in every single one of your classes, and you do the exact same code in it, the only reason it's an interface is so you can actually use it in multiple classes. Galileo can make a trait, which is basically an interface, and give it default code. You can always override it in some class, but it will carry over that code to every class that extends or uses it. So it's nicer in some terms. I'm not an expert in it, but I do like it.
Hello. I'm going to move the synchronization out of this function and into something else.
A whole new synchronization. Can't believe I made that fit.
I was kind of impressed.
Mm-hmm. Be glad Forge Multipart is in Scala. It wouldn't be that efficient if it wasn't. Java 8 will have defaults and interfaces. I'm not sure to what extent, but Minecraft, Java 8, probably not soon.
No.
5 years. 5 years or
Since
more.
Minecraft's in Java 6?
I think 1.7. I don't
No,
know.
Minecraft's in Java 6 though.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
Weren't they getting... Oh, okay.
At some point soon, hopefully.
Oh, right. They tweeted out trying to get people to update before they ever try to move. I remember. You were washing your trombone and was able to fit Frozen music into it.
Let it soak,
Oh,
let
I
it
thought they meant into the
soak, let it
trombone.
soak for 10 minutes.
I thought they meant put the music into the trombone. I was like, duh. But
Both Soren and I play trombone.
Yes, except I play French horn too. Ha!
He also
And
plays
piano.
piano.
But I know French horn. I can play French horn better than play piano. Ironically, it's ironically an easy music or easy instrument. I was told it was very hard. I was lied to.
Okay. First thing I need to do is figure out what the biome ID at that particular point is. That's kind of up here.
Orpheus++ is he a programming language or a notepad? Details.
Wold.
What?
I just misspelled world.
I don't think you ever saw me try to spell height in Lua while I was doing Computercraft. You look in
Yeah.
your chat, that is what I typed 3 times before I finally...
Yeah, that's an interesting
That.
misspelling of height.
I'm just like, fine, Jadoosh, height. Why isn't Soren playing music for your background music on your stream?
Why aren't you?
Because he's a noob.
Oh, McDonald, what's this? I was like, oh, aye.
That's why.
Ouch. I thought I heard Soren. It's a lie. It's not me. I mean, Soren. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Do trombones player create a vibrato via the airflow volume or the arm pitch? Both? It depends on the person playing, really. Because if you play flat enough, you can actually hit a note that you're not in the position to hit.
I tend to create a vibrato via airflow, but it's possible to create a vibrato effect using the arm.
Yeah, I know.
Both
because
sound
when I
good.
played
Depends on what you
the-
want.
Uh-huh. Yeah. We had scale tests, and at one point I was playing the B-flat scale, so I was like, alright, I don't want to do 1 or 2 octaves, I'll do 3. So you just looked at it, what? The 3 octave scales. Put a lot of vibrato notes, I don't know what it... Okay, sure, yes. Okay, nice, next. I didn't know what he meant. The 3 octave scales are easy and fun. You just need to make sure you have a trigger.
Mm-hmm. Much easier that way.
Otherwise, you can't hit 3 octave scale and B flat without that trigger, I don't think.
I think I've seen people do it, but yeah,
They need a lot more air
it's hard.
and control.
So yeah, use the trigger. Alright.
G flat, B flat, E flat, D flat. I could do 6 of the 12 scales. Just the major scales in 3 octaves.
I mean, go.
I-
Biome wrapper.
I can't do 4 octaves. I could go higher, but I couldn't go above 2 notes. And there was no possible way for me to go lower. For the safety of my teacher's ears, I decided just 2 octaves. We only did the major scale. We were only taught the major scales. I didn't have the patient skill learn the other ones. Minors, I didn't. I think I did 2 minors. And then I was like, nope. This just sounds too weird. Goodbye. You can barely cover 1 octave, and it's a weird key that no one uses. I can probably guarantee you that last part is false. Symphonic Band, we played every single key piece of music. Ugh. We played a minor scale version of music. It's like, what is going on? This isn't right. Half diminished, fully diminished.
Kind of lost.
I was always laughing at that. It's like dominant, minors. Okay, that's too half diminished. So you half killed it, and then you fully killed it. So is that just silent? I'm playing all the diminished scales. You're not playing anything exactly. I'm playing.
It's a fully diminished scale.
It's gone. Even.
It's just gone.
I play the silent scale. It's the sound of silence. No, not the song. I'm playing the sound of silence. Stop it.
Yes, I once tried using the sound of silence as a phone ring. It wasn't loud enough, amusingly enough.
You had to take it somewhere else in the song.
Yeah.
Darkness, my old friends. Is that coming from your pockets?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, yes, the song, The Sound of Silence. Simon and Garfunkel. I tried to use that as a phone ring. It wasn't loud enough. No one was surprised.
That, but even if it was, so we would probably be really freaked out in the train. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I think the fans probably would just been like, "What? Why is that not a rock song?"
Person worships dark. I'm scared.
Living in the right country for it, at least.
Sweet home Alabama.
Speaking of that song, I finally played through the entirety of StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty.
There's the jukebox. Why would you do that?
I know. Darn it,
Tychus.
Tychus. I was really annoyed when he reached up and was like, "Don't do something you're going to regret." I'm like, "Don't do it, Tychus. Don't do it, Tychus."
Well, at least let the song finish.
Yeah. And he throws it. And then we electrocute him. Because, yeah.
How long are you going to stream tonight? Well, he's currently 2:34, which is 2:34 in my time. Ah!
It's 9:34 here. And
He's
I've been
old,
streaming
so-
for a little under 2 hours. I'll probably stream for a while longer. I've not really set a deadline.
2 hours, that's it.
That's all I've been streaming thus far. 2
8
hours.
hours go!
No. I have a tech run tomorrow. I'm going to be in plays this week. So
6 hours go!
anyway.
Silence wasn't loud enough.
I guess, unlike your brother XComp, you like to have a decent sleep schedule?
No, he has things to do.
Yeah, I have things to do.
You don't.
So do you half the time, Sword. You never care.
What things do I do? My class starts at 4 typically.
So I have things to. I have a dentist appointment at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. It's terrible. It's at 10 a.m.
I want you to save that phrase and tell mom and dad when we get there, please.
Did I have a dentist appointment at 10 a.m. on Tuesday?
No, that is terrible. That
Oh.
something I'm saying is terrible. Like, why don't you
Yep.
wake up before 10?
I can
don't
wake
know
up at
how.
10. It's just being somewhere else by 10.
The bed's too cozy. I'm not getting up unless I need to. Or I want to. And...
Alright, so I've completely rewritten the Biome Wrapper Manager.
Oh, and XComp, while you're doing coding, what are the odds of me getting IMC to disable fluids so I don't have to double send both of those things to make them unusable? In the ages?
Say that again slower.
IFC disable fluids and worlds
Oh,
pages.
I think there's a way.
How do you register them now?